Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 1323, maximum 69 number. This is an easy one, so this will be simple. We are given a positive integer num consisting only of digits 6 and 9. And we need to return the maximum number that we can get by changing at most one digit. So we can transform any 6 into a 9 or any 9 into a 6. So this is a very simple problem. If you are just starting with the essay, this is a great one. So let's see how can we solve this. Let's say we are given this, so this is num. And now we want to transform this into the maximum number that we can get by changing at most one digit. And the obvious solution here is to change this to 9. This is how we get the maximum number. If we change this to a 9, for example, we are not getting the maximum number. If we change this to a 6, we are also not getting the maximum number. So we know this is the solution and we see a pattern here. We are changing the first 6 that we see in the number to a 9. So we can iterate this from left to right. So first we'll have an I pointer here at index 0. And each time we are checking if the current number is a 6. In this case, this is not 6, so we continue. Now the I pointer is here and this is a 6. So we can change this to a 9 and we just break this loop here and return this number. So as soon as we find a 6, we just break the loop and return the number with a 9 instead of 6 in this position. Now let's say we have this number. Well, we can use the same approach. We just iterate this from left to right from index 0 and we are checking if this is a 6. In this case it's not, so we continue. Now we are here, this is also not a 6, so we continue and we reach the end of this loop. So we return this, which is the maximum number that we can get. Time complexity for this approach will be big O of d, where d is the amount of digits we have in num. So now let's go with the code and hopefully you will get the idea. First, we know that num is an integer and we want to iterate every digit in this number, so we want to transform this into a string first. And if we find a 6, we want to be able to change that 6 to a 9. So given that we can't do this with a string, we want to transform this into a list like this. And now we can say for I in range length num, if the current number is a 6, we change this number, so num I is 9. And if we find any 6, we can just break this loop. And finally, we want to return this number. But remember, this is a list of strings. We want to transform this into an integer. So first we use join. Now we have one string, and finally we transform this into an integer like this. So this is it for the code. Now let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.